How you guys doing?
Nice.
Hey.
All right,
Hello.
we got the Proud family here. Everybody give it up.
Hey.
Amazing, amazing. So thank you guys for coming to Vulture Fest. I'm Rihanna Cruz. We're gonna be moderating the panel. Got fans out there. And we got the lovely Proud family with us today. So first of all, on the end we got Raquel Lee Bolleau, the voice of the Gross Sisters, Nubia. We got Cedric the Entertainer, the one, the only Bobby
What's
Proud.
up, guys? What's happening?
We got the executive producer here, Ralph Farquhar.
Hey there. I'm glad y'all showed up.
We got Bruce W. Smith, the creator and executive producer.
Yo,
the
what's
big
good,
man.
y'all?
Paula Jai Parker, Trudy Proud. Kyla Pratt, the one, the only Penny Proud. And of course, Marie Payton, the one, the only, the Sugar Mama.
Yes,
The queen.
Hello, family.
Exactly. Thank you all for coming. Happy to be here. Happy to see all of you guys here. So, what motivated you guys to reboot the show 15 years later?
Well, in our opinion, we never really went away. We developed a real faithful fan base that kind of really kept us in conversations because, in 2001, there was no real social media out there, And when Ralph and I were doing the show the first time around, we just kind of doing it in our own little tunnel.
Yeah. We only had beepers in 2001.
That's it. I'll beat Ralph and say, "You see it this week." And so for us, it was kind of a no-brainer when Disney said, "Hey, look, we were actually there at the studio pitching something else, which they loved, which we actually have in development right now, which is fantastic." But they were like, "Hey, how would you guys feel about bringing back the Proud family?" And we were just like, we looked at each other and said, "Not a problem."
Now, we've been pitching it every year since we went off the air. So we said, why do you think we've been coming back every year? We want to do the show. So here we are.
We pitched a live-action version. We pitched a puppet version. We pitched a...
Puppets.
Oh, man, we're holograms. We were all over the place trying to bring it back. So this is fantastic. And what's great is that our crew looks as amazing this time around as they did the first time around. So give it up for our crew, y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sweet. And for the actor and actresses, how does it feel stepping into these characters again after so long away?
Dream come true. Yes. For me, specifically, I was a little unemployed. Just a little. So when the call came through, other calls started coming through. So it's like you can't get arrested until you get arrested, then everybody wants to arrest you. So I guess Kanye knows more about that than I.
Oh, my gosh.
Just jokes. We love you, yay. But yes, we're excited and thankful.
It's an amazing feeling. I always say that not a lot of artists get to experience a character and then relive that character 20 years later. Just to be able to see how much you've grown as an artist, period. And it's been amazing. I've been always asked, like, hey, would you ever redo certain things? Can you bring certain things back? And for me, the Proud family was the only thing where it was like, no question, especially if these two were there. Because we knew it was going to be its authentic self. And just to be able to be with these people again who I haven't seen. We don't see each other for so long, and then as soon as we see each other, it's just family all over again. And it's been amazing.
Yeah, the magic never left. And I tell them, I'm Sugar Mama 24/7. 365 days of the year. And right now, my granddaughter is the age that Penny is 14 years old, my granddaughter. And also, and for sure, I'm her sugar mama and everything. But it was wonderful to come back. My first introduction to us coming back was really, there was a football player on the New Orleans Saints. And he had cleats. And on one side of his cleat, he had Penny, and the other side, Sugar Mama. And I said, wow, stuff started floating around. And then we heard from Beyonce's mama and then everybody else. And then I went online and Googled in 20-something odd years that we were gone, people were craving and asking for the Proud family. So
and
when
Kiki, remember Kiki went on Good Morning America.
Right, so when Bruce and Ralph called me, and they said, yeah, that voice still there, I said, that voice ain't going nowhere.
And you were on Good Morning America as well.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Great being back with all of them. And we're
So-
all still above. I'm sorry, one second.
Go ahead.
We're still up. This last thing I'm going to say, we're all above ground, so that meant that God knew we weren't finished with this yet. Because we're all still here. Everybody's still
Quick
here.
side story to that, because we had called Jo Marie and said, hey, we coming back. Don't tell nobody. No. You coming back. It's going to be fantastic. She says, okay. About a week later, she called us back because there was a lot of fan art that was all around. That was kind of like circulating and stuff like that. That was, people thought that was the version of the Proud Family we were going to do. Penny was all grown up. And there was one piece of art that had Penny grown up, and it was a frame, a picture frame behind Penny.
With black crepe around Sugar Mama's picture.
You know how it is. We go to black funerals and that one person is memorialized in a picture. So Jo Marie called like a week later and said, so I got a great idea for a show. And she pitched us some Sugar Mama show. And we were like, well, why are you pitching us that? Because we're going to be doing the show, remember? She's like, honey, I thought I was off the show. I was looking at all of this, and I didn't think y'all was bringing me back. And I was like, Ralph, you believe it? We just talked to her last
There
night.
could be no Proud Family without Sugar Mama.
Amazing. Cedric and Raquel, how'd it feel for you guys?
I mean, for me, it's just amazing. The fact that we get to be together, like we said, 20 years ago, we were all much younger. Thank God we still look pretty good, you know? But I think for me, I was like, wow, am I going to be able to find this voice? And the moment we just got back into the move of it, it immediately was there. And I was
riding a
like,
bike.
okay, it's time. Exactly, riding a bike. It was like, we are so true to these characters, and we've created these worlds for these characters that we know them. They are us. We are them, you know? So just coming back has just been amazing.
Well, Raquel and Kyla were kids back then.
Yeah.
They were actual
It
kids.
blows my
And,
mind.
and just to
seeing
throw
them
in real
now.
quick, Raquel and I did the Nike commercials together back in the day.
We were
the
9 years old.
WNBA commercials. That's when we met.
Yep.
But we never could have done it without you guys, you know.
Yeah.
You guys let us know that you loved us and you waited for us and you wanted us to come back, and we felt obligated to give you what you have been waiting and asking for. And so we're happy. I know I'm happy to do it.
Well, let's hear about Uncle Bobby, though. Why'd you come back, Cedric?
No, I was just going to say, I was going to lean into that. I think the fact that with this show we played characters that were so true to our families, and, you know, to be able to come back and replay them was just magical. We all long for him. Uncle Bobby is a character that most of us have in our families. This crazy uncle, and he was just somebody I identified with like immediately. And so when you get that call that you get to bring this character back, it's something you jump at automatically. But so is like Sugar Mama and Penny. We can identify with everybody on the show, and you know, to have it missing, even to have, you know, an African American animated family missing from television. All of this was something we longed for. So, you know, it was just a great spirit to have. You know, to have Disney want it back, and for us to be called back to be able to do it, and these great creators. So it was awesome just to be a part of it.
Well, people often ask, well, how'd you guys get Cedric the first time around? So we just, you know, we wrote this part, Uncle Bobby, and we cast Cedric, and we just kept calling him back. And then finally one day Cedric says to me, yo, Ralph, am I a regular on this show?
Let's make that
I
clear.
said, yeah.
Is that what it takes?
In the reboot, he's in the photo in the beginning. Like Uncle Bobby is now
Oh
a
yeah,
main part.
right. We had to have a real contract the second time around. Okay.
20 years later, Cedric.
Yeah. I was like, y'all ain't gonna keep giving me $30 to come by here. Talk about fall through. We got some wings and some lemonade.
Just here. Thank you, Jesus.
It's good. You straight.
So
That's what I said though. I said, man, we sent a car to pick you up.
Man, Paul and them gonna be here and everything. That's how you sell it.
I said, I know the check ain't much, but your wife don't know about it, and so I know that's the only check you get like that.
But you know what's so amazing about it is that when Bruce and Ralph and those did the show, it's like Family Matters. We did a pilot first and all to test the show. And nothing happened with what, a year or two, Bruce, something like
Yeah,
that?
it took a minute.
Right, and then I ran into him, and then all of a sudden, you know, they said, hey, Bruce told me hey, he did it for Nickelodeon or something. They didn't pick it up. Disney got it. And I had done like 2 or 3 shows, and then I got a call from my agent, and they said, well, they want to offer you a deal. I said, how many? They said, all of them. I said, what?
Sign me up.
And I've loved doing every last one of them.
What's so funny about the Bobby character, though, is that it was always in our original pitch and everything like that. And even with Disney, no one understood the character. It's so black that you can't even go into a meeting and pitch that character.
Then you gonna
And
say.
I'm pitching it. I'm like, well, he's an uncle, and you know, he's a mashup of all things that mattered in our, you know, community. He's you know, he's Cameo. He's Earth, Wind, and Fire. Maurice, you know,
I read
White
an
Earth, Wind, and Fire. He's
interview.
all of these.
Cedric, you said he was supposed to be like Sugarfoot from the Ohio
Sugarfoot
Players.
from Ohio Players. How do you say Sugarfoot from the Ohio Players in front of an all-white executive,
Right.
you know, meeting? They shaking their head, don't know what Sugarfoot means. Is that diabetes or something? So it was a hard pitch, and then I don't think the character showed up till like episode 3. We had to ease him in. And even when we were getting notes, they didn't understand the essence of it.
They didn't understand Sugar Mama.
Yeah, right? And so the payoff really for us was when Cedric got the NAACP award for Best Actor in a series out of all of our characters. So that was amazing. And that's just a testament to Cedric, just like Cedric said, he just jumped behind the microphone. I mean, literally read what was on the page, and Ralph and I were like, hey, just sing it. And then Cedric would just go and sing it, and those sessions were some of the funniest, most inventive voice sessions I've ever been in my life. It was great.
I just want to add what's amazing about that is that him not being a series regular at the time, but the characters that you guys create, whenever they're not there, people miss them and ask for them more and more. And I feel like Uncle Bobby is the Gross Sisters. Uncle Bobby, I feel like those are the characters when they're not seen, everybody's like, where are they? Why are they not in this, you know?
Totally. So we have a clip for the new season of the reboot. We're going to play a little clip.
Are we in the way?
We are.
Ooh, sorry, Patty.
What is that on your eyes, Sugar Mama?
Ooh, I need this match to sleep. You know I got sleep apnea.
Hey, we here!
Ace is back. Hey, I'm paying for that.
I've been waiting for this all my life. Well, I'm so excited about the princess party.
Why I always got to be the court jester?
Because you're too cheap to buy a new costume.
Aren't you gonna change?
Yeah, the game. Sugar Mama is hardcore.
I want you to massage my feet.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want now?
You will let go of my boy. Don't nobody mess with my boy but me.
That's right, take it down to the floor. Hit him with the 2-step, hit him with the...
Oh, found my teeth. Right where I left them.
Proud family.
Amazing.
That soundtrack.
Amazing. Incredible.
Drop down to the floor.
Joe Marie, you're like the star of that trailer. Lots of Sugar Mama there. So the show has always pushed these sort of progressive issues. I remember in season 1, I was kind of blown away when I rewatched it. There was an episode about union organizing, you know, and I found that to be really amazing. So what is this new season of Louder and Prouder going to explore?
Well, I think in the new season, we're going to get into some very interesting territories, talking about everything from reparations to Juneteenth. Michael declares his pronouns. You know, it's race rears its head as for the first time between the friends, where they have to deal with it. So this next season is going to be quite an interesting year.
Teen pregnancy?
Yep.
Anyone?
Not Penny.
Yep.
It better
Yeah,
not
I
be
ain't telling
Penny.
y'all what's up. You gotta watch and see.
I mean, and that's what I've always loved about this show. People always ask me, like, did you realize what type of show you were on when you were younger? And I'm like, no, because the things we were talking about are things that we talked about in my house. Yeah. You know? So it felt normal to me. I didn't realize it was abnormal for other people until they started asking me questions. And now, like, we really are louder and prouder. Like, we have conversations that people avoid when they're conversations that need to be had. And I've had several conversations with people and they're like, oh, I don't know if I want my kids. Use this as a way to speak to your children. Talk to your kids, because no matter what, things are going on in the world, and you can't act like how it was back in the day when they only wanted you to see one type of person. We do representation here, and it matters, and everybody deserves to be seen and heard and not felt like they're alone. So we're not going to be a cookie cutter show that's going to be like, oh, what did you do today, Bob? Like, nah, it's not going to happen. We're going to have real conversations, things that people need to talk about, especially with the younger generation.
And in the 22 minutes that we actually do this show, we have geniuses writing for us. So nothing is overdone. You know, we mention it, we put it out there, we're not apologizing for it, and then we move on. And I think that's what's attractive, too, that we don't badger you with it. We don't slap you upside the head with it or whatever. But we do make you realize and understand that it's important enough for us to mention it.
It's a beautiful balance. They are amazing in every single way.
And we have our writers here today. Why don't you guys raise your hands so people...
Yeah.
Writers stand up.
Applause, applause.
So they all came out.
Look at Leah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I saw you.
Leo over
like,
there
he
by
looks just
himself.
like-
Look at everybody trying to get extra points.
Maybe that's Isaac Hayes. Never mind.
We could not do it without you guys. I'm telling you right now. That statement, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. You know, and I got on that stage at 6 years old. I turned 72. When it's good and you guys got it there, we understand it, we comprehend what you've got there, baby, we can give it to you on the stage, Calvin Brown and everybody else. That's the magic. I think that's one of the things that makes us love to do it, because you guys write it so well.
Yeah.
You do such a good job with it.
Yeah. That's where it begins.
Yes.
So to go from something heavy like that, I want to talk about something lighter, the movie. How did that come about as a logical endpoint for the main series? And the question that is on my mind, the Peanut Head guys, what the hell is up with those dudes?
Well, at the time, the Genomes, we kind of saw them potentially as another show. So we kind of set them up within, Dr.
could see it.
Carver's universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of
The
putting
rabbits.
that up. I hope Disney's listening. So, that was, we just wanted some peanuts, It's all part of the theme, Dr. Carver, who created all these things with the peanut. Why not people? Right? So that was the
It
inspiration.
was like clones of Dr. Funkenstein. Really, it was like we just had a lot of fun with that idea, and then what we always knew was like, well, we got to have a dance battle with these guys.
I got a clip of the dance
Oh,
battle.
you do? Oh,
I got a clip.
there we go.
Can we see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's
Okay,
the
look-
game plan, P? Find my parents and get up out of here. But first, I think we have to get past those leering eyeballs hiding in the bushes. I can't.
More peanuts? I'll have you know that I'm skilled in the ancient art of karate. Hiya!
My people aren't traditional fighters. There's only one way to get past them.
Create a diversion and launch a surprise attack on their rear flank?
No. Battle dance.
What? Come on.
Universal people looking for the perfect gift. Motivation looking for the perfect gift. Mighty's rumination, they have found the perfect gift. Like avocado and butter, I present the perfect gift. Big, 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 big.
This song too, I love the soundtrack.
Listen up, listen up. On your radio, you hear perfect beats play. If it makes you satisfied, just get up, pony and ride. Giddy up, giddy up. What you looking for? Perfect beat, people. Well, here's a perfect beat for ya.
Go on, Zoe. Serve that food.
This is the best part.
You can do it, Z.
Get it
Just
in.
be a butterfly. Be a butterfly. Be a butterfly. Be a butterfly. Just be a stupid butterfly already.
Looking for the perfect beat. Looking for the perfect beat. Looking for the perfect beat. Say we like the body, rock the party, party, party. Say we like the body, rock the party, party, party. Say we like the body, rock the party. We like the instant pop the party, 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 party. Students of the music at every single age must exercise the quotes of Shakespeare, which is life upon the stage. When we say life, you know that it has
And where I'm from, that's how we do. You heard
I just literally had something sent to me with a girl dressed up for Halloween, dressed as Zoe, is a lady, in front of her daughter, and the daughter is just sitting there, and she's like, I'm trying to convince my baby that I created the Proud Family dance. And she's literally doing the dances around her daughter. Like, we are, hilarious.
So funny. That's my favorite scene in the whole show. It's just so absurd, you know. Were there any other silly plots that were sort of left on the cutting room floor? Like, was there anything like the dance battle that you wanted to do in the show, but you didn't end up doing it?
Oh, gosh. Oh, from that long ago? I don't even know.
I feel like they do what they want to.
Yeah, all the time.
There was probably some things that had to go to the cutting room floor that Ralph put back in the show. That's probably for sure.
Yeah, we kind of did it all. Whatever we wanted to do, Disney has always given us the freedom to, stretch out and do it.
Yeah.
It's the only show where you have like Al Roker, like granting wishes.
Bad guy as the devil.
Evil Al Roker.
You're right.
What do you guys feel was the show's biggest get in terms of guest stars? Because you have like everyone from like Al Roker to Lizzo, you know what I mean, in the new season.
Oh, in the new season.
Or the
Oh, the one coming up?
Yes.
Ooh.
If you could leak it.
No, I don't know if I could, Cecilia might hit me if I leak anything ahead. But, hey, look, I got to be honest, Cedric was our biggest get of the show, period.
Facts.
Without question. That was, without Cedric, Uncle Bobby does not come alive.
Yeah.
True.
What's amazing is that we have so many people who love the show that there's so many people who just reach out and they're like, I want to be on the Proud Family. Please find something for me to do.
That's probably the more interesting
That's the
conversations.
best.
Who we had to say no to.
Oh, no.
I probably shouldn't even say that. Right.
Oh, yeah. Although my
Going
favorite is
back
Lou
to-
Rawls.
Yeah, Lou Rawls.
Lou Rawls is my favorite too. Smokey. Remember Smokey?
Oh, yeah, Smokey came
Smokey.
in.
Oh,
Lou Rawls is funny because
Lizzo this year. I loved Lizzo's episode.
said you would like this. So Lou Rawls came when he actually had to, sing the song in the show. He brought his masters to the recording studio.
We said, Lou, who do we need to talk to? Lou pulled out a DVD and said, talk to me.
I'm talking about.
I own all my rights.
That's what I'm talking about.
You'll never
And that's
find
what I
somebody
love.
more important than me right now.
Thank you.
I
Thank
ain't
you.
playing with y'all.
And you guys, that's how you guys treat us too. Like, we're hearing a lot in the media right now about black people not owning or black people not having the power to own their masters. But you guys give us that love as producers, as creators. You don't just tell us what to do, you involve us.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that
No, I
Bruce and
love
I
you
don't own
guys.
the masters.
No, you don't. But what you do, what power you do have, you share. You don't suck it all up and be like, whatever.
No, but I'll add to
Good
that.
luck.
What's amazing is that when you have two people who are leaders, who are really leaders, there's no dictating. They're two people who knew, hey, we're coming back. Let me hire writers who are also who were fans of the show,
You fight for
know,
us.
these two don't walk around like we know everything. It's all a collaboration, and that has to happen with people who know how to lead. And I think I speak for every actor sitting up here. The main reason that we were okay with coming back is because of these two men.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If they weren't here, there would be no Proud Family, because I would have been like, who?
No doubt.
And rightfully so, they deserve one of those Emmys, well, all of them that they're nominated for, but the one on direction for sure, because they direct us in our voice acting.
Yes.
To make sure that we interpret properly and correctly and creatively what you guys have put on that paper. A lot of times as Tiff, hit me with it, Tiffany. Just throw it to me a little bit because I need to hear it. I need to hear that voice. Sometimes I don't have to hear it, but sometimes I need the rhythm of it. Although you're not the character, I still need to hear the rhythm of it so I can get the timing on it so I can come in with mine correctly.
And just
You
to
see what I'm saying?
throw in
And
there,
but-
she just said that we
but
got
Ralph and
nominated for
Bruce
some
say-
Emmys.
But
If
Ralph,
y'all didn't know.
Ralph and Bruce a lot of times say, just go for it, Joe. Just go. And then sometimes I don't get it quite like what they want to say. Well, cuss it then, say damn, instead of darn or whatever. And just in order to get that energy behind what they say, we'll blank it out later. We'll take it
Yeah, I
out
always
later.
tell you to cuss in
Sometimes,
that session. No,
sometimes
I think it's
a-
important, even from an actor
tell me that.
standpoint, is
They
to
always
give,
tell me to cuss less. I'm like, what?
Did I cuss?
well, it's important that you guys have the sandbox to play with your characters because you guys shape the characters, and the words that are on the page get you to the place that you need to be. But like you guys know what to bring as soon as you guys get in the booth, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, one of the part of our process, which may be a little different, is first of all, Bruce and I are voice directors, so you got writer, animator, so we know what's going on. We couldn't envision handing this all to a voice director, someone who only did that because they wouldn't know what we were trying to do. Right. And then in addition, we give the cast the ability to ad-lib, make it their own. Yeah. And the writers, the entire writing staff is on, and we'll rewrite to those ad-libs. Mm-hmm. So it's a creative process that continues once we get in the recording session. Even though we have, these great scripts, great words, we always improve upon it. We keep making it better, and some of the best stuff we get is obviously from the improv. Cedric, a lot of this stuff is just crazy. Tommy, who isn't here right now, who plays Oscar Proud, is
Tommy
a fool. Is a complete fool. He doesn't read the script anyway, so we have to be there to keep him on script. So,
But you know what? We also have so much fun when we are doing when we're together. But also, I think when we have that moment of like being able to get into character and share that with you guys. Right, like I can't tell you how much we laugh when we're doing our lines. We crack up. It's a fun time.
And I don't want you to even remotely, like, just in case someone from the nominating Emmy board is here, you need to know these men are genius. Your directing skills. Ralph, you're my big brother. I love you. But Ralph, your daddy. You know me in and out. Like, you can bring things out of us that we didn't even know were there. So I if they don't know, you need to know.
And the balance of allowing us to play. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's that.
But
Thank you.
Something? Whenever they're here, whenever they're not here, I have to give props to them because our casting director, I see Tatiana back there, our casting people.
Yes, they're nominated as well.
They hear
Go
our
ahead,
voices.
ladies.
They hear our voices. They know our energy. They know the writing, and they put the perfect voices with us, the right energy with us, so that they can throw it back. Thank you, Tati, and your crew. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this type of show is the type of thing you get when you have an actual family working together. When it's a family dynamic, a family energy, not, I know how to do this, you don't. Right. We come together, we collaborate. No, because a lot of situations aren't like this. Yeah. A lot of places you have a lot of people who think they know more, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just do what you need me to do real quick, and then there's no love in it. So that's why people are able to love this so much.
Well, part of the direction comes because we know folks, like when Raquel came back and we were first reading Nubia and said, okay, Raquel, all right, we know you had a kid and everything, but like, let's go back, and you living good, let's go back to the hood days.
Exactly. That is a true story. He said, wait, whoa. He said, now Nubia, she ain't moved to the suburbs yet now, okay? He said, I need
She
you to
ain't
bring
marrying
her
no
back.
French cutie.
Got a French husband and everything.
Very true.
So we have, speaking of the scripts, we're going to do a table read real quick. We have somebody playing La Cienega, I believe, and
Ooh.
somebody playing
Do
Wizard
we?
Kelly.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
amazing,
snap.
amazing.
Oh, snap. You play. Oh, that's hysterical. Okay.
So we need to pass out some scripts to people. All right, so while they're passing out the scripts, so the setup of this is that La Cienega has become a gymnastics phenom.
Annabelle.
Who is expected to go to the Olympics and has gone to the last meet that will determine who gets to go to the Olympics. She, breaks her leg. So that's
This episode coming up in the new season. So you're getting a sneak peek live right here on stage. Y'all good? Ready?
Yep.
Okay, so we're in the interior of the Boulevardez living room at night, and everyone enters dejected. La Cienega is on crutches.
That's it. No Olympics, which means no endorsements, which means no endorsements, child.
Well, at least we signed that 9-figure ambiguously worded contract with Wizard Kelly. Shh. Look.
Angle on TV. Wizard Kelly is being interviewed by Vanessa Vu. The Chiron reads, breaking news, Olympic flip-flop in Smithville.
Well, I want all of Smithville to know that in spite of today's unfortunate events, Wizard Kelly and his many enterprises remain committed to women's sports. So I'm here to announce that signing of the 9-figure yet ambiguously worded contract with one of gymnastics' biggest stars, y'all.
He's talking about me.
Lori Hernandez, y'all.
Man, it's all your fault, Proud.
Me? What did I do?
You hired your daddy and that giant rat.
Her daddy and that kangaroo weren't the ones slinging cake.
Oh, you threw the first pace, and it was nasty. Penny.
Don't you talk about my daughter, you nacho-eating karaoke star.
Dang, you went hard, Mrs. Proud. I respect.
What, none of this would have happened if you had stayed in your lane, Nubia.
No, I'ma tell you what lane I'm about to get in, Proud, and it's called your ass.
What?
Wait a minute, you watch your tone, young lady. You can't talk to Penny like that.
Sugar Mama blows the whistle from Uncle Bobby's neck. They freeze.
Enough, y'all. Enough of this foolishness. I've been sitting here. Wind blowing out. I've been sitting by why this whole dang town lost its mind over this little girl just because she's got big old feet and can do some flips. You're around here lying, cheating, looking the other way just so you could puff up your chest and feel better about your miserable little lives.
All right.
I'll tell them about what they need to hear, Mama.
Oh, hush up, Bobby.
Thank you.
You just as bad as everybody else. I'm glad it's over. I tell you, I'm glad it's over. Maybe now y'all will be acting like somebody and show some self-respect.
Everyone is quiet.
You know, Sugar Mama is right. We should all be ashamed of ourselves. We owe you an apology, La Cienega.
Forget your apology, Proud. I want my 9-figure ambiguously worded contract.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Where the snacks?
Cut and scene.
Where the snack?
Great job, Wizard Kelly. And
Okay,
La
Wizard Kelly,
Cienega Boulevardez.
Great
That was
job.
great.
I always think about La Cienega's big feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're bigger this season. You know what I'm saying?
Are they really? Incredible. So before we're gonna throw it to the audience for some audience questions in a second. Before we do that, I gotta ask about the Knowles Carter Halloween photo. Did you guys know that they were? Yeah, look at
I didn't know. My boss said to me at work, Beyonce trying to take your job. And I was like, my feelings was hurt. Like, That's
No,
all
what
he
she
said.
asked was,
That is
if
all he
Beyonce
said.
wanted my job, would you give it to her?
Yes.
And I said, yes.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So so all day, I was like, Beyonce trying to take my job. Jesus, oh my God. And then I got home, and La Cienega sent this to me. And I kind of teared up. Like, that's what he meant.
So a little fun fact on this. Originally, Tina was, who was Beyonce's mom, was going to play Sugar Mama. And she's a good friend of my wife, and that costume was made for her. And she was tired the day they were doing it and decided to stay home. So B had to do both parts. That's just a little fun fact.
I just know, I know my Halloween costume next year. It's going to basically be Jay-Z as Oscar Proud. That's the one. That's what I'm coming as next
I want
year.
that in my living room.
No, that's amazing. I was telling them backstage a couple years ago. As soon as I found out that Beyonce, because I'm a part of the Beehive. If you're not, something's wrong with you. Anyway, period. But no, as soon as I found out she was having a twins and she was having a girl and a boy, I posted a picture that someone had created that said, "This is Beyonce's family in so and so year," and it was Penny running towards her siblings. And I was like, oh my gosh, like we really have Beyonce's family. And I posted it, I think, in like 2017. So when this came out, I did a little side by side, like, I be knowing.
I sent her a message too. I said, Sugar Mama love you too, baby.
Me too. I got 100 new people following me thanks to posting that, reposting that. So thank you, B.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you guys have a favorite episode of the show?
Man,
That's hard.
Well, my new favorite is actually coming up in season 2. I can't even. It's the one that deals with teen pregnancy. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about yet, but it is. Y'all see it, it's hysterical. It is. It's. Oh, Marie Povich is in that one. That's right. I can't say that.
Hilarious.
So that's
Maury.
real baby mama drama in that. So I'm just letting you know.
That's hilarious.
I would say for me, of course, it's going to be something that the Gross Sisters was in, but I would say the episode where our rap debut came out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So
Cash. What is it?
Hands up, cash out.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, you got like songs now,
A
right?
song. It's kind of weird. I'm like, I have a Spotify listening, but is it really me? It's
Right.
the Gross Sisters?
Right. Crazy.
Amazing.
I liked your song too.
Which one?
I don't know. You're cute.
They always got me singing something. I'd be like, what is this?
How cute you are.
Oh no, that was
Cuter
when we
than
had
you.
Tone Loc on
Tone
the show.
Loc did.
Cuter than you. Where
Cuter
I
than
start
you.
singing and his voice came out. Yeah. I love that episode.
I love it.
Written by Leo Lawrence,
okay,
of
there we
course.
go.
Hey, yes. No, I love that. I had no pressure to sing or not anything. I said, Tone Loc gonna take it from here.
Kyla, I've heard some of your songs on TikTok. You see, like, people do videos to stop spreading those rumors around.
Oh my goodness, which is hilarious. My daughter shows me all kind of stuff, and I'll be like, "Baby, what is this?"
That's
She's
a
like,
good
"It's you
one. I remember
singing."
that.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, stop spreading those rumors around.
Yes.
Stop spreading the lies. Lord have
Yes.
mercy."
And then you start talking. I love it.
Yeah, but there's so many episodes that are so amazing that it's really hard to choose. Like now, I feel like I try to be like, okay, from the first Proud Family, what was my favorite, and then now moving forward, because I just love how it's so updated now. Like they made it for the times.
Penny's an influencer.
You know, Penny is an
Hilarious.
influencer. Oh, I love those, especially. I love the Makeup Boy episode.
Yes.
I love the
Yes,
influencer.
yes.
But that's the second best. No, but I love those because it's talking
Shameless
about.
plug.
I
As you
can't.
guys know, Leo Lawrence is very modest.
I can't. But it's talking about things that kids today now need to be aware of. And
I have a 14-year-old
like,
now.
yeah, and
I
my
have a
baby's about to be
preteen.
12. I have
Yeah.
a 9-year-old, and it's like, and my oldest baby, my bonus baby, about to be 16. It's like they need stuff like this to make them aware of like social media and what it does, and that's what I love about this show is that we talk about things that no one else is talking about.
I love any episode where we get Cedric to sing. So
Oh,
when we
right,
did that,
right.
when we did that so
Nachos.
dysfunctional song, and Cedric's coming up with lyrics by himself. I like, Cedric, just mention a band or whatever. And Cedric like,
can't.
Cedric just go in and mention all these names of a band, your whole brass session, and all that stuff.
Well,
man.
I have a
My
request.
favorite
Can we do the
my favorite
musical?
lyric is "My not your
Oh,
life
my
is
God,
not
the
your life."
Can we do the Proud Family, the musical?
Yeah, we sing
I
so
think
much on there.
We
Proud
sing.
family,
Those are my favorite times.
Y'all
like
let me know so I can
got to
train.
rap. And even though it's just a little bitty rap, it was so much fun.
It's coming, Paula, but you will not be allowed to sing.
To know,
Okay?
you know what? I can sing. Quit hating on me.
No, but that's but the amazing thing about being an artist on this show is we come in and we never know what they're gonna ask us to do. Like there might be a song we have to perform.
Speak
or
another
We're doing
language.
spoken word, or you're gonna speak another language, or
Sugar Mama's doing a lot of Spanish in one of them episodes.
Yeah. It's cool, isn't
That
it,
was a
Mommy?
long
words a
session.
minute, yeah.
That was a very
That was a
long
long
session.
session.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Spitting that Spanish out.
And for you to say, Raquel, that you just came in, you didn't even rap before, and for whatever reason, you just fell into that song.
Listen, Nubia.
And you owned it.
Listen, Nubia knows how to rap.
okay.
Right.
Got a record
It's inside.
label,
This is
okay?
deep. Okay, exactly. Exactly.
We got the acapella version and the one with music on the soundtrack. She's got 2 tracks on the soundtrack.
It's too funny.
Ulterior ego
Does-
is it
Does
alter
anybody
ego? Your alter
It's
ego.
my alter
Yes,
ego.
your
Yes.
alter ego.
Yes.
does anybody in the audience have any questions? We could take like 1 or 2. Anybody? Yes.
Hi there. I don't know if I'll stand up. I don't know. I was really excited to come here. I'm a 91 baby, so I was 10 when Proud Family premiered. Literally every one of these performers were a part of my experience growing up in media. Bebe's Kids, Family Matters, everything you were in, Kyla Pratt, Paula Jai Parker, everything you're in. Cedric, you like my uncle, I love you. Okay, man, I want to know, what did the process come for the Easy Jackster episode? Like, you were really in the middle of
Ray
that
J
whole
episode?
thing.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
stealing
The
music.
Matrix one.
Yeah, that
right.
was. We got in a lot of trouble, but that was at the time because people kept saying, Disney is trying to discourage, downloading and all that, right? But really, it was our way of telling the story of the sexual awakening in Penny Proud, to be quite honest. And so
it made sense now.
we kind of couched it in terms of downloading and being. Ray J of all people at the time. I mean, it's weird. When you look back and say, "Oh, okay, Ray J, perfect, perfect casting." who was like tempting Penny Proud. So that was the. As a matter of fact, it was said, "I love you first."
Penny Proud.
There's a whole story behind that.
Oh my
which
gosh,
is hysterical,
yes.
by the way, but
There's
I
a
can't-
story behind that
I can't
episode
tell, but-
that we can't even tell.
But they
Right,
can't
it's
do that
room
with Oscar,
secret.
though. 'cause
But as you
Oscar's
can
always
tell,
watching
most
it.
episodes are deeper than what they are on the surface.
Yes.
Subtext
good,
is the
boss.
key to what makes the show work, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yep.
Anybody else?
So coming here, I was realizing that in elementary school, all I would do at lunch is like quote the show to friends. So it would be a lot of like quoting all the slam poetry from the slam poetry episode, or Dijonay's cheer that was a little off the cuff. Is there anything from the script that has entered your vernacular on a regular basis that you didn't realize?
Zang!
I'm cuter than you. That's the thing.
can't. That's your favorite thing to say.
Ralph tells me that every morning when he comes to the studio.
My wife sings it all the time. It's just like you can't get out of your head.
That's true, though. She is cute.
What's fun for me is that I was only 14 when we filmed this show. And a lot of people ask me, like, how much of you did you put into Penny when really we kind of grew up together? Yeah. And I am her and she is me. And a lot of things that she would do are things that I would say. Yeah. And then anything new that was introduced was a cleaner version of what I would say, even at that age. But no, I just feel like a lot of things that she says and does is just things that I do. So I do interviews and they're like, I said something about the Proud Family song and they were like, do you mind singing it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, really? And I'm like, I mean, you already got me on tape doing it. We're gonna act like I don't know it no more. Like, so I just feel like so much of me is her, and that's why it's just been amazing just being her, period. I tell people all the time I didn't like my voice at that age. It started to get really raspy. Yeah. And I was like, what is wrong with my voice? And I remember looking at the guys back here and being like, they're going to hate my voice. I can't stand it. Oh, my gosh, it's not like, ugh. I didn't tell anybody, but this is what I'm thinking. Yeah. And then you don't realize what other people love because you're used to it. You know what I mean? You don't realize how amazing it is. And now it's like, I love my voice now. I still don't like to hear me back, like if somebody's recording this and then you listen, I'll be like, that's me. Ugh. But, you know, I've learned to love certain things. And so I'm anywhere, I'm loud. And so people know I'm there. And they be like, Penny in here. I said, oh, shit.
Hey, you know, before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out to our producer, Jan Hirota, who is here.
Yes, that's right, Jan.
And I want to give a special shout out to Calvin Brown. I can describe him as the fifth Beatle. He's been with us since the beginning.
So I guess one more question for you guys. Over these 2 decades, the show clearly has had a very great cultural impact. Is there anything you wish was part of the Proud Family conversation that you think maybe people gloss over or don't usually talk about?
Me personally, no. I think that we cover so many areas culturally that I think that's what we've been saying all day. We kind of leave nothing off the table. Yeah. So I feel like we culturally are very much ourselves, and you know, I couldn't imagine anything else being added.
That's a very good answer because, like I said before, we have the creativity along with all the elements that we have in order to present any issue, any situation, and bring it to the forefront. So there's I don't think there's anything that we haven't covered that we would be afraid to cover or attempt.
And then the moment Bruce or Ralph think about it, it's going to be on the page.
I mean, that's what's great is that the tone is already set for the show, so it allows us to talk about anything. Yeah. And that's where, you know, our show shines. It's like, and plus we have such a range of characters now. Yeah. The whole idea was like this ensemble cast, and you kind of build off of that, and you build in other characters that allow you to continue to be a part of the conversation. So it's not just us on this panel here, because we, you know, it's like our Latin audience is really big. You know, so we're really heavy into trying to get a lot of voices to represent, you know, what it is to be the Proud Family.
You know, the first time around, we bemoaned the fact that we didn't feel like people knew about us. And then when we came back, because of social media, we realized that people did know about us. Yeah. And they really liked what we were doing, and it informed how we're doing the show now. And it's, you know, I got to give a shout out to my granddaughter out here, Samira.
Yay.
Woo!
Hey, Samira.
Is partly responsible for some of the storytelling. We decided we wanted to do an all-family thing because one day I was sitting down when she was a little kid watching the Teletubbies, and I didn't know what was going on. And I said, well, look, a Proud Family is going to be something where we can watch it together. And so, and that's the big thing about this show. Yeah. It's you can sit down and watch it together. Kids, mom, dad, grandparents, and everybody gets something out of it. That's what we're about.
Unapologetic.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just putting it out there, like you said, cookie color, like slap the black off of you, and then you slapped them, and the black went on the wall and kind of slid down. Like, those are things we don't.
And we got questions about that, by the way.
But we all knew what it meant. Like, there are certain things
I remember that
we're not afraid to talk about.
Specifically was that, I remember we had it in the script. Ralph and I talked about it. The problem is that he wrote it in the script. Right. And I was like, so they read it, and they're like, you know, I don't think you can do this. Ralph was like, hey, don't do this. Like, don't worry. Like, just take it out, and we're going to do it anyway. So that's what we did. We just visually did it. So there's nothing they can do once you see the joke performed, then you're like, oh, I get it. Because when you read that, you're like, can't do this on the Disney Channel. You can't do this.
But that's what's amazing. What Jo Marie mentioned earlier is like we talk about things that we need to address, but then we also have that balance of just entertaining and let's have fun and let's talk about what they just mentioned.
I can't wait to see the Yay episode. The Yay episode.
There's a Yay episode?
She always do that. She be throwing stuff out that she won't done.
That's why we got
You wait on season.
That's what she be doing.
Can I say one more thing? I also want to just say, like, for us, to be able to watch the show with our kids now is like a surreal experience. I mean, honestly, like, my daughter loves the Proud Family. And it has no relation to me. She can care less that I'm like, that's Mama's voice. She's like, yeah. Anyways, like, she just loves the show. And to be able to have that experience 20 years later as moms, as parents, with our family, I think that makes it even more special now.
That's funny because I was facilitating an after-school program with kids, a theater program. And this little girl's mother worked late. And so when I would pick up my granddaughter, I picked her up also. And so one day, she asked my granddaughter, said, Cameron, let me use your phone. Let me use your phone. So Cameron said, no, I got your ticket. She said, let me use your phone. She said, what? I said, I want to watch the Proud Family. She said, for what? She said, girl, I got to catch the Proud Family. Now, they're about 12 years old, okay? And then so she said, why you want to? She said, I got to see me some Sugar Mama. She said, Sugar Mama driving the car. She said, what? She said, your grandmama's Sugar Mama. I said, yeah, I'm Sugar Mama. She almost jumped out my car. So you better not unlock that door.
I love
Incredible.
just to have that feeling. My daughter, my youngest daughter, both of my babies love the show. But my youngest daughter, every week when the show was on, would be like, "It's a Wednesday. There's a new episode." She is very pissed off, like the rest of y'all, that she got to wait this long. For season, she's like, I don't understand. We're season
Mom,
2.
call your friend.
I don't understand.
Something in
Yeah,
2023.
February 2023. So y'all not the only ones who's mad that we gotta wait.
Right?
We
Yeah,
ready
you gotta talk
too.
to Che Perkins
But just
about that.
like like Raquel said, like just to have that feeling of like I felt like I made my kids proud.
Yes.
You know, like they're
Yes.
watching something that I'm a part of, and we can talk about it and have conversations.
Especially
It's
me.
amazing.
Incredible.
Not too much I can
Amazing.
say I'm proud of in my career,
Amazing.
but this one, thank you.
Incredible. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank
Everybody give it up for the
you.
Proud
Thank you,
Families.
guys. Woo, woo. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, season 2 of Louder and Prouder, February 2023. You're gonna catch it on Disney Plus, as well as the first season episodes of the show and the movie. So if you want to catch up, peep it on there. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
I appreciate it.
Vulture.
Great questions.
Vulture Fest in the house.